Hello, everybody, and welcome to our series, Help, I'm Stuck at Home, and we're on episode 18 today. Our theme is adjusting expectations. I'm working on a marathon today, a virtual marathon, and I'm trying to achieve the 5 kilometer one, and I thought that was huge, but others are doing much, much bigger ones, and it just is
Wow.
interesting for me around expectations, because I didn't even expect to manage the 5 kilometer one that I'm trying to do at home in lockdown,
hmm
and others have different expectations. So yeah, it's sort of an example of for me expectations personally.
Mm.
But Lee, today, are people struggling with unrealistic expectations, do you think?
Yeah, I think so, probably. I was just listening to a podcast yesterday where they were discussing this, and I think we have the idea that if we've got more time, we'll get more done, and it doesn't necessarily follow.
Yes.
The fact is, with the lockdown and the reason for the lockdown, the COVID-19 virus, there's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, and that would make you more anxious and prone to procrastinate and just not be able to settle down and focus on a project.
Yeah, absolutely. So that can be unrealistic. And what ways have you encountered this same struggle, Lee?
Mm. Well, I think fortunately I have this video series. It's given my days some structure, and that's helped me because that would otherwise have been a problem. But I do find myself getting really tired, and by
Mm.
7:30 I'm actually finished. It's time to crawl into bed, and then I just want to mute my phone and read until I'm ready to go to sleep. And normally I would continue doing bits and pieces of work and whatnot until probably about 9 o'clock. So
Yes.
definitely my expectations of what I could fulfill in a day have dropped.
Yeah, my productivity has plummeted as well. But I also
Mm.
found when I started working on it, I've managed to improve it. So I'm interested to see
Good.
what you can tell us. 'Cause do you have any suggestions for us on how to adjust those expectations? And perhaps not losing sight of our goals, of course, at the same time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do think, and I've said this before, I do think we need to hold lightly to our goals. Um, we are going through a period of transition, and transition can sometimes mean that the past is not going to look at the same as the future. In fact, that is the nature of transition, is that it's a change between what was and what will be. Um, I spoke in episodes 13 and 14 about surrendering to the moment and just letting whatever is happening, let it happen, because
Yes.
something might be changing for you on the inside, and we need to surrender to that and let it take its course. I also spoke yesterday in episode 17 about having this. We have an opportunity. There's a freedom for something new to happen beyond lockdown, and we need to be able to allow that freedom to we need to be aware of it, to be
Yes.
conscious that this is an opportunity. So what I say is, go easy on yourself. Let your body catch up on sleep, and let your mind kind of unwind from its really um, strong tight grasp on perhaps your plans and your programs. Let your emotions surface if you've been repressing them. And if your dreams have been so squashed that you weren't aware of what they were, then it's time for those to sort of come up. It's really a time when we can not so much have expectations on ourselves to fulfill every task that is on our list, but
Mm.
perhaps an expectation of a new opening, an open door in front of us that we just need to see, because something's going to present itself that we just need to be aware of, that we can walk through that open door when it manifests. So it's not so much as an expectation that we've defined, it's an undefined expectation, but just an awareness of newness, and as I say, an opening that may come up at any time.
Wow, that's powerful. That's sort of that expectant feeling. You want to be
Yeah,
expectant. How exciting.
that's
Yes.
right. And expectance as posture,
Yes.
stance, yeah.
Yeah. Fabulous. Lovely. Well, thank
Mm.
you so much. Those are some very useful tips for today. And yes, if you enjoyed this video, everybody, please just share it. Please subscribe so that you'll get more of these videos for you.
Mm.
And tomorrow we'll
Yes.
be on to episode 19. Today
Yes.
is Easter Monday, so we'll be
Mm.
back to a normal working day tomorrow, although nothing is quite normal at the moment.
Nothing's quite normal.
Have a lovely day,
Right.
everybody. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Goodbye.